woman Ann Presley more than a year ago. Vance faces the death penalty if he is convicted. So far, only 4 jurors have been selected. Fox 13's Jill Monier was inside the courtroom all day and has more from Little Rock.
Well, attorneys we've talked with say at this rate, jury selection alone could take all week. The judge wants 12 jurors and 2 alternates, and it's not been a very easy process at all. At least 100 jurors were summoned. Out of those, only 1 had not heard anything about the case. Dressed in a blue-collared shirt and navy slacks, 28-year-old Curtis Vance was escorted into a Little Rock courtroom where prosecutors and defense attorneys were trying to seat a jury that will ultimately decide his future.
It sounds as though they're being very slow and careful, which they really need to do in this instance because this is potentially someone's life on the line here.
2 jurors were dismissed almost immediately because they were cousins of Vance. Vance pleaded not guilty to capital murder, burglary, and rape of Little Rock TV anchorwoman and Rhodes College graduate Ann Presley, who was found in her house badly beaten last October. So far, around 20 jurors have been dismissed, many saying they couldn't spend the week and a half to 2 weeks it's expected to hear this case. 4 say they couldn't be fair. It's a highly publicized case, and one attorney we talked with at a local law school says while attorneys will be able to find fair jurors, it will take time.
Although there's been a lot of publicity, what it all comes down to is whether the jurors can put aside whatever they may have heard on the TV, on radio, read in the newspapers, whether they can put that aside and be fair to Mr. Vance.
Police say Vance admitted to beating Presley and found his DNA in her house. Vance says he was coerced into making statements and giving DNA samples. If convicted, he faces the death penalty. Jurors were asked about their views on the death penalty, racism, and the impact if Vance would not take the stand. Jurors are not being sequestered, but the judge has asked them to stay away from the TV, newspapers, and to avoid conversations about the case, something Epps says may be difficult.
I think they will be, and what they'll have to remember is that as jurors, they're taking an oath, and they have an obligation to uphold the law, follow the instructions that the judge has given them.
Witnesses were sworn in today as well, including Ann Presley's mother, her friends and reporters at KATV, detectives, and some of Vance's family. The judge told them to return Wednesday at 11 a.m. when he expects opening arguments to begin. This is the first death penalty case in Little Rock in 5 years. In Little Rock, Jill Monier, Fox 13 News.